Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Randa, and today we're starting another week of Randa's Crafty Vlog, where I talk about my life, I talk about my crafts, we do some Reddit stories, we have some fun. I'm Randa. Here we go. I do have my lav mic on this morning, so hopefully I sound okay. We'll see. I don't really know. We'll figure it out. But it is Monday. It is Monday, August 22nd. It is almost 10 a.m. Perry is home today, so he's currently still sleeping. But we had quite the weekend. Perry came home like on Friday, and he was like, I think I cracked one of my teeth, like chipped one of my teeth, and I was like, oh hell no. So he takes me into the bathroom so I can look at it, and sure enough, it looks like there's a big chunk taken out of his like very back tooth. And he was like, that's my wisdom tooth. He's like, my wisdom teeth grew in like like whatever, which is rare. Most people get them taken out before they even grow through. That's what I did. But his they grew through just fine, and he's never had a problem with them. And so we were like, okay, well, we need to go to the dentist before that gets infected. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, and so on Saturday, we were able to get into the dentist. And I think, okay, it's your wisdom tooth. He's gonna want to pull it. Obviously, that's probably the best course of action, because why try to save it? Oh, excuse me. So, like, we'll go in there real quick. They'll pull it out. It was his top one. The top ones come out really easy. So it's like, okay, we'll just go in, we'll pull it really quick, and we'll be done. And the dentist looks at it, and he's like, so that one, of course, definitely needs to be pulled. The one on the bottom on that side also is showing some decay and has a pretty big cavity, so we should probably pull that as well. And then the two on the other side are fine for right now. But I have a feeling that in the future, there's a chance that they might start having problems like the other side did, and then you're going to have to come back and get them pulled and continue to have problems. And so he's like, since we're going to pull two, you kind of might as well just do them all. Oh my God, you scared the living bejesus out of me. You didn't even say hello or nothing. I just see you open the door and the camera, and you scare the crap out of me. Surprise. Hello.
The sun.
No, it was not the sun. It was you. Good morning. How are you? Are you feeling okay? A little bit? Just a little bit okay? Okay. Well, I'm filming something. No. I love you. Oh my God, he scared the living shit out of me. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they were saying that like if you're gonna pull one, we have to pull two pretty much, so you might as well pull all four. And so he was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll pull all four, no big deal. But they were talking about like coming back another day, and he'd have to take a day off of work and whatever. And he was like, no, I'd really just like to do it today. And so they were like, okay, well, if we're gonna do it today, then we do like general anesthetic, which is like the shots that go in your gums. Which I would never sign up for. It looked awful. It sounds awful. It was about, God, at least 10 to 20 shots in his gum throughout the whole thing. Sounds horrendous. So, but that's what they did. So, and the top two came out really easily, but the bottom two were really hard to get out and really painful for Perry. So he was like moaning the whole time in pain, and he has a really high pain tolerance. So when he's in pain, I know it's like a big deal. So he was like moaning in pain and sweating, and like when he got up and like kind of like his hands were shaking every once in a while, I was like, oh my God, felt so awful. I'm such a big fat baby though. Basically, anytime the dentist put his hands in his mouth, I had to look away. Like I can't watch that. It was so hard. But Perry has then been trying to recover from this ever since. So his pain hasn't been too bad, which is good, but eating things is difficult. And last night he had like a low grade fever for a little bit, and like he's just been trying to recover. And so he took today off of work to try to have one last day of recovery. So that's why you just saw him pop in and say hello. But yeah, he's trying to recover from that. So that was our weekend. That was like basically, it was just like, get your teeth out, like take care of Perry, like this shit, we gotta like figure it out. So like we didn't really do anything fun. We didn't really, whatever, it was just like, we gotta get you healed up, like whatever. So, so that's what we did this weekend. So that also means that I haven't cleaned the house, I haven't anything. So today while he's home, it's going to be a combination of get some work stuff done and then clean the house. I'd like to clean the house. Today is restock day, so I do have some things that I need to do today. And we're releasing 2 new scents today. And from here on out, we should be releasing like a bunch of fun fall scents for the next like month or so. And like every week we'll release new fall scents. And sorry, random phone call from God knows who. And so this week is pumpkin pie and oatmeal cookie dough. That's what's releasing today. And then next week we're gonna have apple cider and lemon bars are the 2 scents for next week. So we've been kind of doing like one fall scent and then like one normal scent and one fall scent and one normal scent. But I think that we have like so many restocks planned. Yeah, that seems to be, as I'm looking through it again, that seems to be kind of the vibe. So yeah, it'll be a really good time. So that's what's going on. So I got to do some stuff for restock today and then clean the house. It'll be a good time. So, but anyway, because Perry's home and I got a lot of crap to do, we're going to do a Reddit story. Ooh, I also want to show you, pull my needle through, I guess, because I want to show this to you, but I have it just like sitting there. Okay. Here's where I am so far. Oh, I wanted to bring my diamond painting in to show you. Okay, I'm going to have to remember to do that tomorrow. I'm going to bring my diamond painting in to show you because I did work on it this weekend. But I brought this in to show you. So I finished I finished the lettering and then the background on the lettering, and then finished the border all the way across. And now I'm filling in the border all the way across. And then there's like a thing. I really have no idea what it is, but it's this big block of stitching right here. And then, so obviously finish this up and then do the big block of stitching. And then this page is going to be done. So I'm really, really close and very excited about it. So that's that. I promise I'll show you my diamond painting tomorrow. I completely forgot to bring it in here today. But let's do a Reddit story. I found a good one that was posted it's kind of short, but it was posted only 3 hours ago in the subreddit called Relationship Advice. So I figured it'd be fun. It says, girlfriend wants to break up with me for something I did 3 years prior to meeting her. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. So let's read it, I guess. It's short. So me, male 26, and my girlfriend, female 25, have been together for a year. Yesterday, I confessed to her that 4 years ago, while on a trip to Monaco, I paid a hooker to have sex with me. I didn't like it while it was happening, and I've been regretting it since I've done it. So not only that, but he regrets it. Okay, come on, girl. I did it because some friends of mine wanted to do that, and I didn't say no. The fault is mine. I know that, but I didn't even come. I didn't enjoy it. Felt miserable for doing so. She went crazy because her ex, who was a borderline manipulative person, used to have sex with hookers while they were together. And she started to say that I'm no different and that I disgust her for not telling her prior. Oh, God, there's a lot of past trauma on her side. That's why. While I understand what she's saying, I don't know what to do because I love her and I know she loves me. To be honest, I don't even like having casual sex. I think she thinks that I would do the same that happened with her ex, who left her some PTSD. I feel like shit. Please help me let her know that I'm not that kind of guy. I don't want to lose her. This is hard because if we're questioning who is in the wrong here, you're not in the wrong. You did something years prior. You regret it. Even if you didn't regret it, who cares? But it's hard because she obviously brings a lot of baggage and past trauma to this because of her ex. And so it's I think I'm going to preach it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to preach therapy. I'm going to preach therapy for her, personal therapy by herself, and couples counseling for both of you. That's what I'm going to say you should do here, because that's rough. It's a hard situation. I understand it from both sides, and yet I pray that your relationship doesn't end over this, because this can be worked out. Let's see what the comments say. Top comment says, you say in other comments she specifically asked you when you started dating if you'd been with sex workers, as this was an important compatibility issue to her, and you lied to her face about it. She probably feels doubly betrayed by your actions and by your lie. How you feel about the experience is irrelevant. You lied to her about something important. Let her be. Okay. If that's true, then my opinion changes. So you did leave out an important detail if that's the case. Let's go read his fucking comments. Hold on, let me load more. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, wow, there's a lot of comments from OP. Okay. Wow, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find, oh my God. Okay, yeah, here's something. I'm not going to read the whole comment because it's kind of long and whatever, but I am going to read so the comment itself says, who cares if you paid for sex? It's not that big of a deal. And a lot of people act like they haven't, blah, 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 blah. It goes on for a whole thing. OP responds and says, she sees in me her ex because I lied about it. And have paid for sex that one time, but I'm not a liar nor a sex worker frequenter. I know she is the one for me, but we need to get over that. Okay, I guess okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to start from the oldest comment. Jesus, there's so many. Okay. The very first comment that was OP posted, there's so many, it's actually ridiculous. So this comment says, you knew the story about your ex and yet you still told her that. You triggered her past trauma and now seeing the consequences. That's bullshit. Don't lie to your partner. And then OP responded and said, she asked me to be honest about it and I felt like it was right to say the truth. I didn't bring that topic up. Okay, good for you. Next one, comment. Do you want to be with someone who doesn't accept you for who you are and the decisions you made in the past? OP responds and said, the fact that she is saying that if I've done it, I will do it again for sure if things go bad between us. I do really want to be with her. And then commenter responds, we can all learn and grow. We aren't the people we were yesterday or 4 years ago. How comfortable are you with being honest with her in the future if your honesty is led with this reaction. I guess I'm saying the problem isn't what you did 4 years ago, is the problem is with who your girlfriend is today. And OP responds and says, I've been completely honest during our relationship. I did lie to her about that while we started dating because I was and still am ashamed to have paid for sex. I always told her honesty is the key in a relationship, and that may be another reason why she stormed on me. I wonder fucking why. Listen, buddy old pal, I now have a different take on this. Listen, I've talked about on this channel before about my cheating history, about how I cheated on my ex-boyfriend, and it is the thing I regret most in my entire life. I've talked about it so much in therapy, confronted everything, and am doing my best to like own up to it and like accept that that was something that I did and that it was a biggest fucking mistake ever and that I will never do it again. And yet, when Perry and I were, like a month or two in, we were really early on, and he asked me if I had ever cheated on somebody. And I said yes. But then I followed that up with, I've been talking about it in therapy. It is my biggest fucking regret in all of my entire life. I will never do it again. Here's why I will never do it again. I am filled with guilt and regret and blah, 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 blah. And he then responded to me with, well, I was like, I feel like I'm such a horrible person and whatever, and I'm trying to come to terms with that. And he was like, well, you're not a horrible person if you feel that way about it. That if you feel that much regret and that much whatever, everybody makes mistakes. So he knew within like 2 months of us dating, because I came at it with, yes, I did, but I regret it so much, blah, 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 blah. That's what you could have done when she asked you the first time and you didn't. So therefore, you lied. Therefore, you're the asshole. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything like important. Okay, this OP comment says, she blocked me on everything. I can't contact her. I feel shit for having lied to her in the past, but I was ashamed of telling her. I think that if we let time pass, I won't ever speak to her again. Because that was what the comment was saying, was sometimes it's better to let time pass. But she's blocked you on everything. So I get it. Jeez. Yeah, he admits to multiple different people that he lied to her. Yeah, there's nothing else super important except for this top one that says, you're ignoring, this is his most recent one, that says, you're ignoring her clear actions and statements. Why? And OP responds and says, because she is childish, but needs to talk quickly after a fight to feel okay instead of letting time pass. And somebody else responds and says, you lied to her face. That's not a childish reason to break up. And OP responds and says, I'm not referring to that. I think it's childish that her way to deal after we argue is to push me away, but want me there. Oh, God. This is hard because, like, he lied about it. There's, like, and so that was shitty, and she has every right to leave him or at least, like, want distance for that. But also, he's like, no, I regret it, and, you know, whatever, like, but you lied, but you shouldn't have lied. So it's like, I do think if there's any hope of saving this, you do need to grovel at her feet. You need to kind of do whatever she wants. You need to go to therapy. You all need to go to therapy. That's it. So, yeah, crazy. And I don't think there was anything. yeah, like there's other posts that he has posted on Reddit, but nothing like interesting. It's all like kind of stupid stuff. So that's the most relevant, interesting one. So geez, I hope that they can figure it out and do what's best for them, whether that means breaking up or not. But that's it for today's clip. I hope you guys are having a good time and a good day, whatever day this is that you're watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 23rd. It is 10:57 in the morning. I have to leave for therapy in like an hour, but I wanted to jump on and say hello first. So, I'm trying to think. So yesterday, Perry stayed home. So I got some work stuff done, and then I cleaned the house, and then I told him that like now he's starting to get some of his like eating abilities back to where he can chew some things. And so I told him like, I'll take you somewhere for lunch wherever you want to go since you're home. And he wanted Panera because he could have soup and stuff. So we went to Panera, and then we just spent the night kind of hanging out. I don't think anything crazy happened. I don't remember anything crazy happening. So yeah, we should be good. I did stitch a little bit, but I did not diamond paint, but I wanted to show it to you because I haven't in a while. So, hold on, I'm gonna have to do like fully unroll it, show it to you. Okay, here's where we're at. This is Pride by JoJo's Art and Diamond Art Club. It's rolled up a little on the side, but you can see my little tape where my section is right now. So I've got that row and then one more row, and then this is done. But this is where it's at. Doesn't it look so good? I love this piece. So it's now getting to the point, gotta scooch back up, where it's getting very difficult to work on because it's so long that it's hard to like position to where I can roll it up on the sides and roll it up on the bottom so that I can reach the top. But I also hate working upside down. I had to for like one of these sections, but I hate doing it. I don't like that all the symbols are upside down. So it's like I try not to. This is the first painting I've ever had to do upside down because it's such a bizarre shape that like it's really difficult because I don't have like a table or anything. I have a lap desk on my couch. And so it's like really difficult to try to like position this so that I can work on it right side up. But I'm working through it. So that's that. And I'm super excited. Once I finish this, I think I'm going to be doing Winter by Maria Abigail from Treasure Studios Art. So I'm very excited. It'll be my first ever Treasure Studios Art piece. So I'm so excited to try that out and see if I like it. And then if I do, I'll be ordering like every single piece from Maria Abigail because, oh my God, she's impeccable. And then I did just a tiny bit of stitching last night. So I did finish filling in the bottom here. So this bottom border is done. And then you can see I did 10 pieces right there to start filling in the middle. Nothing insane, but that's what I did. So that's kind of it. I do kind of want to make this clip a little bit speedy today because like I said, I need to go to therapy. And I have a few things that I want to do before I go to therapy. And I need to get dressed and all the fun things. So let's do a Reddit story, shall we? This is Am I the Asshole? It was posted 7 hours ago. I just found it while it was like at the top of the page when you go to Am I the Asshole? Sorry, I'm reading something. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. It has 10,000 upvotes 7 hours ago, and it says, "Am I the asshole for locking up my valuables," in quotes, "in my house?" Valuables. I don't know. Let's read and find out. I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, have been living together for 2 years. There has always been a bit of money struggle, as I used to make more than him as I usually make more than him and have usually been picking up the slack in our household. However, I have started a new job and am earning a lot less than before, so I've started to be more cautious with the amount I am spending. During our relationship, I would usually buy all of his toiletries and most household products. I told him I would not be doing this anymore as I need to cut down my own spending, and he also works and is capable of buying things on his own. I thought we had agreed to this, but as time has gone on, I've noticed all of my expensive skincare and even my own deodorant being used up really quickly. I asked him multiple times to please not use my stuff and even bought him his own skincare so that he could have his own things. The thing that set me off is when I had bought myself a $220 face wash. Dude, $220 face wash? Hell no. Anyway, I had bought myself a $220 face wash that is only supposed to be used sparingly. I have horrible eczema that I have prescriptions for, and the products I buy are specifically for my eczema. Okay, I guess it makes a little more sense then. I hadn't used it in a while, and when I picked up the bottle, it was empty. He laughed and said he would replace it and then refused when he learned of the price. Don't take things then. I took inventory of everything else that I owned and found out he had used up to $800 worth of product in around 3 months. I know he isn't naive because I tell him the price of everything I get and tell him not to use them. I ended up buying a safe that I put under the sink, and I put everything I had left inside and hid the key, so when I go to shower and get ready, I can use my own things and not worry about not affording to keep my skin in check. When he found out he lost it and said I was overreacting and that I don't trust him, it's turned into a massive deal, and my friends think I'm being harsh. I simply cannot afford to keep buying more skincare, and I have been hospitalized this year due to a huge flare-up that I had after running out of products. Okay, if she can be hospitalized for her skincare and this face wash helps, then now I feel bad for judging it. Anyway, I thought it was just like for bouginess. I was like, good Lord. Anyway, if it's for medical purposes, I understand. He's taking it very seriously, and I don't know what else to do, as I've already tried asking, am I the asshole? No, ma'am. No, you're not the asshole at all. I'm like trying to think of how I can try to like relate to this, because as all of you know, I live with my boyfriend. We've lived together for over 2.5 years now. We own this house together. We use each other's things sometimes, but for the most part, they're like complete. He has his own toothpaste. I have my own toothpaste. He has his own body wash. I have my own body wash. Like I have a razor. He has a razor. Like and it's like, if we do borrow each other's things, we don't buy $220 face washes. If he borrows my toothpaste, it's $2.20 or whatever. So it really doesn't bug me. But if I did have something fancy and expensive, and I did tell Perry not to use it, he would not touch it. So it's hard for me to relate to this, because I'm like, why does this man insist on using her stuff? Why? Oh, my nose is running a little bit. I apologize. Especially because she has been kind of picking up the slack and holding up the household for them financially for a while. And now she needs his help. And he's like, how dare you not buy my toiletries? Like, I don't understand. want to hear his side of the story, because otherwise you're just an entitled brat that thinks you're entitled to your girlfriend's stuff and your girlfriend's money. And that's not okay. So like, what I have that, like, are you just an entitled brat? Or like, what is your side of the story? Is it like, no, she must buy these things for me? Then why? Why must she buy these things for you? You're not the asshole, but I don't have much advice because you've tried talking to him. I think if I were her, I think I would be taking this as the red flag that it is, because it is a red flag, and then take into careful consideration the rest of our relationship. Because if he does things like this in multiple other areas, then maybe you need to end it. If he is literally like fantastic in every other way, and this is his one flaw, then maybe you need to just have more conversations about it, or you need to, like, I don't know, something. But I've always learned growing up, I was preached it as a child. Relationships are 80-20. There's an 80-20 rule when it comes to relationships. 80% of your relationship should be wonderful. You should be happy. They should be fantastic. You should love them exactly for who they are, that 80%. And then, well, you should love them for all their 100%. But you know what I mean? That like the 80% should be fantastic. And then there's 20% that isn't so fantastic, because you're never going to find a person that's 100%. But that 20% needs to just like make you roll your eyes, not deal breaker. If that 20% is a deal breaker, like say that 20% is that he hits you sometimes, that's a deal breaker. But for me, my 20% with Perry is that like whenever one of my things is that I'm kind of like a neat freak when it comes to our house. I don't know who I've become. I used to be such a fucking slob, and now I'm so anal about it. And I think a lot of men do this, because my mom and her husband experience this as well. That when that man walks into any room, mostly the kitchen, but any room, you can tell exactly what he did in that room, because he leaves like a trail of everything he used in his place. So say he goes into the kitchen to make a sandwich. The bread is on the counter. The door with the plates, the cabinet door that had the plates in it, is still open. The peanut butter is still on the counter. The knife is covered with peanut butter in the sink. Like, whereas I would have rinsed it off and put it in the dishwasher. Like, you can walk through exactly how he did it. And he does that, you can tell that the man just brushed his teeth because the toothpaste is now sitting out. Like, and he doesn't close doors or drawers or anything when he's done. Drives me insane. But it makes me roll my eyes. It's not like this big fucking deal. It's like, oh, Jesus, Perry, can you close the cabinet door? Like, that like, it's not a big deal at all. And that's the 20%. So I would advise her to look at this and say, does this fall into the 20%? Or are there a bunch of other things adding up that have already taken up your 20% chunk? And because once you get enough things to overstretch the 20%, where it turns into 30 or it turns into 40 or whatever, then it's too much. It needs to stay within 20%. So it's like, take a look at it from that lens and see if that can help you analyze sort of all aspects of your relationship and see what's going on there and see how you feel about it. If this is a one little problem that you guys have, and you would say that everything else is like fantastic and it just falls into the 20% and whatever, it just kind of makes me roll my eyes, it's not that big of a deal. Or if this is like a big fucking deal to you and he won't listen to you and that's a deal breaker for you, then there you go. I'm so curious what the comments say about this. So top comment with a big red box around it and a shit ton of awards says, I mean, not the asshole, but if you're at the buy a safe because I can't trust him not to use my stuff stage, just break up. And that's what I'm talking about, is that you had to go as far. You had the conversation, it didn't work. You had to go as far as to buy a safe in your own house for your face wash. I would be done, but I don't want to assume that for her. But at the same time, it's like, bro, what the hell? If you have to buy a safe in your own house, then something's fucked up. And like the fact that she tried a conversation and it didn't work, that's a big deal to me. To me, I don't put up with, if I have a conversation with you and we like come to an agreement, but then things don't change. Like if you basically like go against your word and things don't change, or if I can have a conversation with you, but it goes literally nowhere, that we can't even come to an agreement or whatever, and you're being unreasonable about it, then that's also kind of a deal breaker for me as well. So it's like, it just depends on what works for her. But the fact that she's gone far enough to buy a safe, it makes me think it's not working for her, as it wouldn't for most people. I want to find another comment. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, this one says, I don't know. Quote, my partner uses my prescription stuff to the point it causes me to be hospitalized from a flare-up. Might have been my breaking point. This person does not care about you, OP. Do you think you could rely on this person if you got pregnant? Not the asshole. But you would be to yourself if you stay in this relationship with someone who does not care about you. Oh, you would be the asshole to yourself if you stayed in this relationship with someone who does not care about you. That's the other point I think I might have glossed over a little bit, is that because she didn't have the products she needed because he was using it, she ended up hospitalized. Yeah, I'd be done. It's like, I don't ever like to like assume. We hear a small snippet of their relationship. So I don't ever like to assume that like, no, you should break up with them. But like he continues to do it even to the point where you got hospitalized because he was taking your products. And the fact that that wasn't for him, he like saw you in the hospital and went, oh my God, I had no idea that this like face wash was so necessary for her. I need to change my ways immediately. The fact that he didn't do that, everybody's saying, not the asshole, get rid of the boyfriend, you have to break up. And there's this whole, yeah, you know what, I will read it. This one says, think about what will be important to you 5, 10, 50 years from now. Big things, financial, costly things, and long-term investments of your time and energy. When you break it down, MMK, I don't know what that means, can represent these big things, even if they aren't specifically marriage, mortgage, or kids. Oh, MMK, marriage, mortgage, kids. Would you trust your partner to be committed and invested in your relationship for the long term? Would you be comfortable making big financial decisions with your partner and trust that they will be financially responsible with the money you share? Would you trust them to be supportive and help you pursue your passions and what is important to you? Just because your plans are not MMK, marriage, mortgage, kids, does not mean you shouldn't consider how a long-term partner would impact the direction you take in life. And in my opinion, my analysis of that is that even something on a smaller level like this, it shows. It gives you a bit of an insight as to how they might handle things when those big things come up. And so it's like I said, it's a red flag that she needs to think about. It was 7 hours ago, but I am going to go check, of course. There is no update, but I do want... Oh, this one comment from her. So the comment says, it is as bad as he stole $800 from you. And OP says, oh yeah, you kind of have a point. It's like, think about it as if he stole $800 from you. How would you feel? And she was like, oh. So this looks like kind of an edit or an update or something. It's just a comment from OP that says, wow, I didn't think I would receive this many comments so quick. Thank you guys for validating me as I was feeling really crap before I posted this. I definitely need to think over some things and have a chat with him. He's actually a really good guy apart from this, but it's worrying if this sort of behavior continues. I think I'm going to consider getting a place of my own for now. So she's considering moving out and getting her own place. That's like a big step. This can't be the only thing. That's just my opinion. That I don't know, this can't be the only thing. It's a big freaking deal. But in my head, I can't think that like I have a hard time imagining that he is the perfect boyfriend. And then all of a sudden he does this and gets you hospitalized and whatever. I can't imagine that this is the only thing that he does. So, wow. And yeah, she's responded to, this isn't like a throwaway. She responds to a lot of other subreddits. But this is her first ever post. So very interesting. But yeah, that's it. It's been 21 minutes. I need to get some shit done. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. And I've been slacking for the past couple of days. I've been very busy. On Wednesday, I went to my employee's place and we worked on a bunch of stuff. And so, I wasn't, I didn't have time to film anything on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I was with my mom all day. We had lunch, we went shopping, we had a little fun time. And so I also didn't have time to film anything. And so it is now Friday, August 26th. It's 11 a.m. It's the last day of this vlog. So I definitely wanted to come in here. I got a good Reddit story for you guys. It's going to be a good time. So I have a doctor's appointment later today, and I'll be going to that. I have to go to my primary care doctor. I hate how like medicine works over here, and I hate like how the medical field works over here and insurance, and I think it's mostly insurance fault that I have like chronic UTIs kind of, that like I've been to the urologist. I went to the urologist like a year ago because I've had hundreds of bladder infections in my life, which is what a UTI is, a urinary tract infection. And like hundreds. And so I went to the urologist to figure out what the hell was going on. And they said that it's nothing, like that I'm fine, and that my anatomy is not what's causing it, and that it's probably just genetic, that I'm just more genetically predisposed to getting them. And so she put me on a really low dose antibiotic for a year and wanted to see if we could help calm it down and see if that would prevent me from getting more in the future, or if this was a medication that I just needed to be on my entire life. Because that's just how I am. Because even though it's not great to be on an antibiotic for your entire life, it is better. The amount of damage that is done by that is better than the amount of damage I would be doing to my my bladder, from getting hundreds of bladder infections over and over again. So it's like, pick your battles, you know? So I would rather not have bladder infections. So for the past like year, I didn't have a bladder infection ever because I was on an antibiotic. It was the first time in my life that because I usually get at least 3 to 4 of them a year, at least. So it was the first time that I hadn't had a bladder infection in a year. And I was very excited. And then I started my like follow-up appointment to go to the urologist and see if I needed to stay on the medication came up. And And so I called and went, yo, let's schedule an appointment. And they went, well, but you're now on Medicaid. I said, yes, I am. And because I was on my mom's insurance, and then I went to Medicaid. And she was like, well, now that you have new insurance, you have to go to your new primary care doctor, because I had to change primary care, and get a new referral to come see us, because the referral from your old doctor under your old insurance no longer works. And I was like, you're kidding. So I have to make a whole separate appointment to go see a whole separate doctor to get a referral just to be able to go back. And I procrastinated this for a long fucking time. I know I should have just like gotten it over with and it was not that big of a deal, but I procrastinated it for a long fucking time. And so like 6 months went by of me not taking the medication because I ran out and not getting bladder infections. And so I was like, maybe that was it. Maybe I needed the year reset and I'm okay and I don't have to go back. And then after about 6 months, I got a bladder infection. And I was like, fuck, I probably just need to be on this medication for the rest of my life. I need to go back to the urologist. So I then got my big girl panties on. I refilled the prescription one last time with the doctor's understanding that the urologist's understanding that I was going to my primary care in order to come see her and I just wanted a refill. And so they refilled me one last time. It was going great, but now I've ran out of that medication, so I'm hoping I can make it until Monday or whatever without getting a bladder infection. But then I made an appointment for my primary care. That appointment is today to get the referral, and then on Monday I go to my urologist and we work everything out. It's just such a pain in the ass. It's just like, I just really didn't want to do it. I thought it was stupid. And so it's like, I've procrastinated, but now we're doing it. We're doing it today. I'm going to get a referral and then I'm going to go to the urologist on Monday. So that's what's happening today. And that's about all I have to tell you, except I wanted to share what I've been stitching. So I was trying for a very long time to figure out what in the hell this was. And I think I figured it out. I think it's a bunch of river rocks and then there's a little pigeon on it. And then the river from up here continues down here. So I think it's like river rocks or something. But we're getting so flipping close. I have like a few more river rocks and then like the rest of this like river right here, and there's like something in the river, I think, I don't really know, and then the page is done. So we're getting really, really fucking close, and I'm really excited about it. Also, for any of you who don't know, Drills and Chills starts on, what day is, Drills and Chills starts next Thursday. So for those of you who don't know, Drills and Chills is probably the biggest diamond painting event of the year, from what I can tell. It's a Halloween-themed diamond painting event. This year, it's hosted by Katie, Diamonds and Washi, and I think also Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights. I think they're co-hosting it, but don't quote me on that. I've only talked to Katie, so I don't know. But my shop, Randa's Crafty Corner, I am a sponsor for Drills and Chills this year. So I'm going to be putting together 2 prize packs, which is very exciting. So for winners, we'll have 2 winners. They'll handle that somehow, and they get a prize pack from me. And also I'm releasing, you guys know I've been releasing fall scents, and I continue to release fall scents. And I also am getting some fall and Halloween themed cover minders. And those have been, those will be releasing next Thursday. I wish I would have been able to get them out earlier, but I just wasn't. Those will be releasing next Thursday on the start of Drills and Chills. And, what else? Oh, there's a Facebook group for Drills and Chills. So if you're interested in being part of the event, you could probably reach out to Katie and she can get you an invite, to be part of the Facebook group so you can see everything. All of the the sponsors are in that Facebook group, including me, and I've posted a sneak peek of what I'm going to be offering for the event, and it's so fun. Drills and Chills was the first event that I ever created like a specific release for. It was the first event that I ever did anything for, because I started my business last June. I think it's June. And so drills, I did cover minders, and I did scents in the putty and the wax. And I also, at the time, I was doing amigurumi plushies. I don't do those anymore. But I did a whole Drills and Chills themed event, and it went really well, and I loved it, and I had such a good time. And so then when Katie reached out to me to be a legit sponsor of Drills and Chills this year, and not just like me doing it on my own for fun, I like lost my shit. I was so excited because it's my favorite event of the year, and like I was so excited. It was so like nostalgic for me that like little old me was just like putting out Halloween cover minders and hoping that people would like them. And now a year later, I'm an actual sponsor for Drills and Chills, and this is my full-time job, and like, it's just insane. So I'm so excited to be a part of it this year. And for anybody who isn't participating and wants to participate, it starts next week. I don't think you have to start on the start date, but I know there's rules. Katie has probably YouTube videos about it. I bet Lindsay, if she is a host, I wish I knew, has YouTube videos about it. And if you go to the Facebook group, if you get a link to the Facebook group, it has all the rules and stuff on there as well. I don't know all the rules. I'm just here for the fun. So, but that's very exciting. That's going on right now. So I'm going to be getting all of that ready here really soon, which is like A1 fun time. Anyway, let's do a Reddit story. We're going to close out this vlog for the week, and then I gotta get going. Oh, and one more thing. I know the quality of the audio, hold on, you probably can't hear me very well anyway while I'm fucking with that. I know the quality of the audio this week has not been fantastic. It's not been horrible, but it's not been fantastic, even though I'm wearing a mic. So this is a Bluetooth mic I got from Amazon. I was hoping it was gonna work really well, but it works, but the audio quality is just not great, and I sort of wonder if it's like a you get what you pay for kind of thing. But I started with this microphone from Pop Voice. It's also on Amazon, but it's a wired one lav mic. So see, it's connected to a wire, unlike this one that's Bluetooth. And I've had this microphone before for like my computer and my camera, and it worked fantastic. But for some reason, I cannot get it to work on my phone. And so I was thinking that maybe it just didn't work well for an iPhone, and I needed a different, hold on, I'm gonna adjust this real quick because it keeps hitting my chin. I was like, maybe it just doesn't work as well for iPhones as it did for other parts in my life, so maybe I just need a new one, which is why I bought this one. And then I went, you know what? Katie, Diamonds and Washi, her videos always sound so good. I know she uses a lav mic. I wonder what lav mic she uses. She uses this lav mic that I have. So I was like, okay, listen, if it works in her phone, it should work in mine. So I fiddled around with it a little bit more this morning, still couldn't get it to work. So I reached out to the company and explained to them what happened and whatever. And I'm going to see if it's like a defective mic or if I'm like truly doing something wrong. But I've read all the instructions. I've tried everything I can think of. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So hopefully once I can get this figured out, I can have a little bit better audio quality. But I'm hoping that this is at least better than without a mic, you know, that at least hopefully it sounds a little bit better. That was really what I wanted to tell you. So let's do the Reddit story. I went to somewhere different today. So this is from, oh wait, so there's the original post. Okay, so I can read it all off of, okay. So this is actually from a different subreddit than what I usually read from. This was originally posted in Relationship Advice, but it made its way to a subreddit called Best of Redditor Updates. And for those of you who aren't familiar, it's people that compile really great Reddit stories that have really great updates. And you get to read it all in one. So we can go to the original post, and I might do that to read the original version just because it's easier that way. And then we'll read the update. I wonder if it's on... Yeah, it is on, yeah, so I'll just read it the original way because I don't know why I would, yeah, anyway. So there is an update for this. This was posted 2 years ago in Relationship Advice. It flew hella under the radar. There are 17 comments and 2 upvotes. But in the Best of Redditor updates, it got 7.5 thousand upvotes and 900 comments. So this flew super under the radar until it went on Best of Redditor updates. So it was posted 2 years ago, and then we got, recently, so 2 years later was the update. So it was just recently that she posted an update. So this is called, How Do I, 23 female, Get Over My Resentment for My Boyfriend, 22 male, and Jealousy for My Sister's, 19 female relationship. So I had to read that a couple of times for it to make sense. So she has resentment towards her boyfriend on top of jealousy for her sister's relationship. So her sister and her sister's boyfriends, their relationship. That's what I understand from that title. So let's see. It says, I've been dating my boyfriend, Gerald. I bet that's a fake name because it's in quotes for over a year now. And I realized that we never really did anything during the relationship. Never really did anything. Before lockdown, we'd go out to eat and watch anime at his place, but that's it. I guess sex is what she's talking about. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Now that I look back on it, we never really did anything special, and he never did anything nice for me. Oh, okay, so not sex. Nice dates, things of that nature. Like, we went out to the boardwalk for a date I had planned, but he wanted to spend it playing arcade games. When I suggested various rides we go on, he chickened out and said that those kinds of actions freak him out. Dates with him are just getting takeout and playing video games or watching him and his friends game. He has been faltering in other parts of his life lately. Quote, lost job, but shows now interest in applying for work, does nothing but sleep or play video games, and has gained like 50 pounds, end quote. Since we've been apart, so I guess they've been apart because of the lockdown. Since we've been apart, I've grown to resent him for never taking the initiative. It feels like I never really had a relationship with him, but he's more of just a friend than a boyfriend. Meanwhile, my sister and my best friend are dating incredible guys. They're handsome, driven, and hardworking. They're proactive. They take them out to do fun stuff like hiking or picnics, or even do Zoom chats. But instead of video games and TV, they're playing games and even just chatting. My sister is even planning on moving overseas to be with her dude. I want the kind of relationship they're having, but my boyfriend doesn't seem to get the picture no matter how many times I've tried to talk to him. And here I am, stuck with this guy that I just can't feel anything more than resentment. I want him to push himself and show that he actually gives a damn about things, but instead he just sits on the couch with his eyes locked on the screen, and I can't stand it anymore. How do I get over the resentment for my boyfriend, and if possible, how to rein in my jealousy? Sorry if it's a lot to ask. Okay, we never really did anything during the relationship. So this has never, it's not like he used to take you on dates and now because of lockdown, he's not putting in the effort. He's never done what you wanted him to do. So my thought is if he's he can do whatever he wants to do. This is not a jab at him. If this is how he feels fulfilled in his life, then go off, have a good time. But that's obviously not what she wants in a partner, and he's never showed you that. So why are you with him? If he's not what you want in a partner, why are you with him? Frankly, it doesn't quite make sense to me. Why she is suddenly expecting him to do these things that he's never done before. It's not like, oh, we used to go on dates and then the pandemic hit and now he's just not showing a lot of effort. It's like, no, he's never showed you these things. So why are you suddenly expecting him to change and then getting resentful that he's not changing instead of just leaving. I think you just need to move on. This is not the guy for you. And like I said, it's nothing against him. It's just obviously their relationship isn't working. So you just need to leave him, frankly. And I think the jealousy of your sister and your best friend's relationship will go away when you don't have this crap boyfriend sitting around, or when you find a guy that actually fits your needs. Then it will go away. Like, I'm so curious what, this one says, the top comment says, you dump him. He is exactly who you've known. He hasn't changed and he won't. So dump him and raise your standards. Require and get better of the people in your life. Your jealousy will cease to exist. And OP says, I wish that it was easy, but everyone tells me that he's the best for me. And face, I have Asperger's and no one wants to date an Aspie. He did, so somebody else will. This one says, why are you stuck with him? You're not married, you have no kids together, or I think you would have mentioned that. Dump his ass and find a new boyfriend. And OP responds and said, I feel like he is going to go into a tailspin and spiral into a worse mental state. It's happened before after a good friend of ours dies. And if we're being honest, I feel like I am never going to find someone better. Everyone always tells me that. Girl, you need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. Because this is an insecurity thing. Why you feel stuck there is because you feel insecure. And it sounds like he's not the one making you feel that way, but it's everybody else in your life. So anybody who has ever told you that you can't find somebody better, you need to cut them off. That's like, there are so many relationships that she needs to cut ties with. Of course, it's easier said than done. Of course. And yet that's the answer to your question. That's the answer to the question that you're asking. So, and like, that's pretty much it. Like, that's all of the comments. So we gotta go see the update. We gotta go see the update. Okay. Update. I made a post on relationship advice about 2 years ago. I don't think I got any actual helpful advice aside from dump his ass, but a lot has changed and I thought I would update. That is helpful advice. Dump his ass. What else? It's like, I don't know, maybe she was looking for how exactly do I dump his ass, or she was hoping for advice about how to stay in the relationship. I don't know. But anyway, it says, for starters, I dumped Gerald. He was upset and tried to convince me to give him a second chance, but I was done. I was sick of wasting all my time watching anime and gaming with him. I don't even like anime, and I was getting really burned out on nerd shit to begin with. It took my older, more intimidating sister to tell me to never call him again. Last I heard, he was still unemployed and living with his parents. No one else in his life. Pretty sad, to be honest. As for me, well, things are starting to look up. Part of my frustration 2 years ago was dating as somebody with Asperger's. People think that when you're an Aspie, you can't function well in society. They treat you like you're meant to be handled with kid gloves or like you're a young child. And I was frustrated that with my diagnosis, I was doomed to date losers like Gerald. To be honest, I didn't really find the advice I got helpful. I instead asked my sisters what to do. I always trusted their advice and I still do. I don't talk to my old friend from 2 years ago anymore. I realized that they were not worth keeping around. I was also fed up with my job in IT. I hated computers and the whole geek culture surrounding it, but felt pushed into it because of my Asperger's and how they are great with technology to begin with. It made good money, but what's the point of having that paycheck when you can't enjoy it? I had no real friends, a boyfriend I resented, a job that I was crying every time I thought about it. I was miserable. Thanks to my sister's help and advice, I decided to turn things around. I went back to school and am currently studying forensic science. It's something I was always passionate about, but discouraged from pursuing for that more lucrative tech degree. I had an internship with my city's police department earlier this year, and never have I found work that I found to be more stimulating and fulfilling for me. I love hanging out with the friends that I have made. We share a dark humor that can brighten the grimmest of cases. I can actually talk to them about the things that interest me, like historical cold cases and anatomy and bizarre illnesses. And I'm in a happy relationship. It's with a woman I met in one of my classes, and we complement each other so well. I won't say her real name, but let's say it's Maria. And never have I felt so content to be with someone. We have a date later tonight, and we are making plans to move in together. All in all, I will say this is a chapter of my life I consider closed. Me from 2 years ago would be happy to know that I am thriving. Good for her. Top comment says, damn, your whole attitude sucks. Which, like, the only thing is that, and the only thing is that I agree with is the next comment is that you only got unhelpful advice to dump him, so ... you dumped him. Maybe it was good advice after all. That I think it's like, she obviously got much more one-on-one advice and help and coaching from her sister. You're not going to get that kind of one-on-one advice from Reddit. I think if you were expecting that from Reddit, you're going to the wrong place. So Reddit is very like to the point advice. And so she did get good advice to dump him. She just needed a little hand-holding going through that, and she doesn't realize that. So it's like, that's where I get what they mean by like her whole attitude sucks, that it's like, it was not helpful at all. And it's like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, a lot of people are saying, that like dump his ass when you did dump his ass is like, that a lot of people are talking about that, how it's like, we told you to dump his ass and you dumped his ass and it worked out for the best. So why are you saying, yeah, people are kind of going off on her for what was I gonna say? It's kind of going off on her for just being like, it wasn't helpful at all. I'm curious, so I'm back on to the best of Reddit updates, and I want to see what the comments on here say. This comment says, but you see, Reddit's advice was to dump him and just stand in place for the rest of her life. It was only her sister who had the wisdom to tell her the sage advice of, quote, do stuff you like instead of stuff you hate, end quote. They're really just giving her shit. They're kind of laying it on her. I wasn't planning on laying into her that bad because it's like, okay, whatever. That I just sort of blew it off. But people are like, you did get good advice from Reddit. So that's what I mean, is that I think she just needed a little more hand holding, that it's like, okay, I should dump him. How should I dump him? Why should I dump him? Where should I dump him? What do I do after that? How do I aspire my dreams after that? What do I do? Did they want it? She wanted a little more hand holding, and Reddit said, dump his ass. Because that was the question. How do I get rid of the resentment for my boyfriend? You dump him. That's how you get rid of him. Rid of the resentment for him. It's like she wanted a little more hand-holding that she didn't get, that you're not gonna get from Reddit, that she did get from her sister. So it's like, that's all fine. But anyway, that's it. So I'm gonna go. That's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it might be a little shorter this week than normal, so if you don't like the super long videos, fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and hearing Reddit stories and all that good stuff. I I hope you're having a great day and a great weekend. I love you all, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye!